when I introduce this topic, depreciation. Right, the source will remain the same. We use Ronald's accounting textbook. Right, so those who want the textbook, you need to inbox me. Then your pay is $45. You can pay online, then we can deliver wherever you are. Right, so on my previous video, I was explaining the theory of depreciation. In this video, I'm going to explain I'm going to explain the practical part. So practically, learners must be able to prepare asset account. So number one, learners must be able to prepare asset account, e.g. Motor van account. Right, so what you need to know in exam, they are not going to say prepare asset account. No, in exam, remember, they will be now dealing with the actual asset, right? So for an example, motor van. So if you see a question say prepare the furniture account, motor van account, bus account, chief was the no asset account. When we explain to you as notes, we don't specify that motor vehicle account, furniture account. We just say asset account. But in exam now, you get the real asset from the question, like motor van. So if you say a question, say prepare motor van account, it's an asset account. Right, so this account, we can agree, this is the easiest account for depreciation. Wakaona mchifoira asset account, it means you are not just putting any effort, because this is just simple. Asset account, right? So you need to know this. This one is very, very important. When it comes to depreciation, especially these accounts, you are going to see that you need to pay attention to date and details. If you don't pay attention to date and details, you are likely to fail. And also, when markers award marks here, you need to know that also they also pay attention to date and details. Do you know the way? Right. So what you need to know when we do the asset account, this account is prepared on cost, right? So all assets, they maintain debit side. So since asset maintain debit side, it means our balance BD is on the debit side. Right, so this X, they are just representing figures. Since we are doing layout, we use X instead of figures. But you home exam, you use the actual figure. But here I'm using X because I don't have any figures, right? Or numbers, right? So our balance BD is always on the debit side. Why? Because assets, they maintain debit side, right? Then whenever we purchase, we record on the debit side. Whenever we sell or dispose an asset, we record on the credit side. Meaning anything that increases asset account, we record it on the debit side. Anything that reduces asset account, we record on the credit side. Because we are saying our assets, they maintain debit side. So if you want to increase them, we record on the debit side. If you want to decrease them, we record on the credit side. So mostly the things that increase asset account is by purchasing. So whenever you see a statement saying we purchased an asset, chief what was out, we are recording on the debit side. Whenever you see a transaction say we dispose an asset, it means we are recording on the credit side. So you need to know that when we purchase, tag debit side. When we purchase an asset using cash, you need to write cash, right? Then you write the amount. When you purchase an asset using bank, you need to write the bank, you write the amount. When we purchase an asset on credit, we write the name of the supplier, or if there is no any name for the supplier, you write creditor. So if there is particular name for that supplier, write the name of the supplier, like CH Motors, depending on the question. Right. So the reason why I was saying you need to pay attention to date and details. Let's say we purchased an asset using cash. yoenda kunyorwa kuti credit, you get 0, because even marking scheme will be emphasizing the issue of paying attention to date and details. So you are not going, even if you put, because izvozvo hazvitadzisi kuti asset account yako ibalance, because iwe utatenga asset, let's say 10,000 on credit, iwe obva yandonyora kuti cash 10,000. 10,000 is correct, but your details is wrong, so hence you are not going to get your mark. Ndopakashatira depreciation papo. So mwana anobva ati inga ndaiziva vanhu takatenga asset we record on the debt. Waiziva, but your detail was wrong. So you need to be very much careful. When you purchase an asset using cash, write cash. When you purchase an asset using bank, write bank. When you purchase an asset on credit, write the creditor. So this is how we record when we purchase an asset. Then on the credit side, we record disposed asset. So when we dispose an asset, just write disposal. You put the figure here. So ipapa inini panodzidzisa vana vangu ndinotaura kazhinji kacho panofoirisa. You need to know when you do accounting, each and every account, you need to know pressure points where most students fail, so that you avoid that mistake. So inini ndichitodzidzisa vana ndokuti right, this account yatiri kuita panofoirisa ngeapa, so that iwo pauri kunyora exam uribva remember kuti se Ronald akandiudza kuti apa wakaita zvekutamba ndipo uchafoirira, right? So most of the students they fail nyaya dzema date and details, number 1. Number 2, apa wakangoona mwana ati ndatadza asset account, chibva waziva kuti hapana kumwe, ndipo pafoirira. Right, we are saying our asset account we record on cost, meaning this asset, this disposal, we need the original cost, not the amount that we received, because they will tell you that on February 20 we disposed one vehicle that was purchased in January for we've disposed this for 10,000, but the asset was purchased for 20,000. As here, we don't record 10,000, the amount that we received. No, we record 20,000, the amount, the original cost that we purchased an asset. So here, don't forget, disposal, we record the original cost of the asset, not the amount that we received when you disposed an asset. I hope you papapanzwa. Right, then after that, wapedza iwowe waisa ma purchased asset ako, waisa ma disposed ako, then you balance off. You balance off. Right, so how do we balance off? Obviously, this side will be greater than this side. So you add everything here, and it same amount here, ndo yaunoisa panapa. Then after that, wakuti this minus this, ndo balance CD. Balance carried down. So tine dambudziko revana vazhinji vanosiya balance CD panapa. Marking scheme ndoda vana vekuti vano download past papers vachirevise. You are going to see, if you check your marking scheme, apana mark yapo, mark inoswa panapa. So if you do not bring down your balance CD, forget and smile about getting your mark. So mark inonga yakatonzi examiner nonga akato indicator kuti mark ngaipiwe panapa, not here. So you need to always bring down your balance CD to become balance BD. Whether you are doing depreciation, whether you are doing cash book, whether you are doing petty cash book, any account in a balance CD and balance BD, you need to, balance CD must come as balance BD here. No pane mark yapo. Kana this account in a 5 marks, yekupedzisira iri apa pa balance BD iri pasi, not iri pasi ipapo. This problem, tinosangana futi nayo kuma control accounts. Those zvinoita ma student mazhinji. Right. So this is how we do the asset account. So in general asset account, we record it on cost. Then debit side, we start with balance BD. We put all purchased asset. If you purchase an asset using cash, write cash. Using bank, write bank. Using on credit, write the name of the supplier. Then credit side, we record disposal, the asset that we disposed, but we record it on the original cost. Then you add everything, you subtract, you get your balance CD, and don't forget to bring it down as balance BD. So this is our asset. asset account. So let me move on to provision for depreciation account. Right. So for provision for depreciation account, apa ndo pane hondo manja. Provision for depreciation account. Right. If you hear anyone saying, depreciation is very hard, always depreciation is a threat, handiti ndo zvamunotaura kana mamuchira kuti depreciation yakaoma, chingobva watoziva kuti hapana chiri kungozi chakaoma. Chakaoma ndiyo apa, provision for depreciation account. Most of the learners, they don't know how to prepare provision for depreciation correctly, including iwo wakantarisa. So provision for depreciation account chinoita kuti iome inhau yemacalculation, and also chinoita kuti iome inhau yemaconcept yekuti number one, learners, they don't want to pay attention to date and details. Here, if you don't pay attention to date and details, you are going to get a 0. Out of 80, it's possible for you to get 0, 0 out of 12. This one. Why? Number one, due to failing knowing the layout itself, and also number two, failing to know the concept. Right. So all provisions in the trial balance, they maintain a credit side. Hence, our balance BD will be given. Ababana any calculation in the balance BD. So balance BDA, this account is on the credit side. Right. So the layout when it comes to provision for depreciation account, credit side net profit and loss. Profit and loss. Meaning this is the depreciation that will be charged in the income statement. Then here we have disposal. Right? This is the layout. Very simple, but kind of foilisa. Then you add everything here. We add everything. You subtract this balance, this disposal to get balance CD, which will come as balance BD. Very simple like this, but kind of foilisa. Right. So the Ganish explain about foilisa. Right. So balance BD always, as I said, our balance BD will be on the credit side, like this. So our banner information, our balance BD is another pure. So balance BD or place of credit side. Right. So this one, profit and loss and disposal, that's where most of learners fail. Right. So what you need to know when you do this account, number one, you need to go back to your question and look for the method that you are going to use. That's important information, number one, that you need to know before you do this account. Are we calculating depreciation using reducing balance method? Are we calculating depreciation using straight line method? So know the method of depreciation to be used that we need to use for us to calculate depreciation, number one. Number two, is depreciation charged for the whole year, or the depreciation is charged on month by month basis? Ipapo per month of ownership ndo panofoirisa. So you need to check for the method. Number two, you need to check for the month by month basis, or we are going to charge depreciation for the whole year. For an example, tuti isusu question iri kuti chinyi apo patinotenga asset during the year, iri kuti we need to charge the whole depreciation for the whole year, tichignora kuti asset yatengwa pakati pegore here kana kuti yatengwa pakutanga kwegore. Iri kumboti chinyi question? So if you see question all level ndo dzakadaro kazhinji kacho dzinonga dzingori silent about that. Hadzitauri kuti whether we are going to charge the whole year or we are going to do month by month. So it means if they are silent about the month of ownership, you need to know that we are going to charge month by month. Meaning if we purchase an asset on 1 January and another asset when you purchase it on 31 July, we are going to charge different depreciation. Why? Because this one, it spent the whole year. This one, only 6 months. So the depreciation will be charging month by month. But that's if the question is silent about the month of ownership or specifying that we use month by month. So that's two important information. Then number 3 is whether we are charging depreciation in the month of disposal or not. So ndo zvinhu 3 izvi zvakakosha zvaunofanira kubata paquestion before you do this account. Number 1, method to be used. Wobva watoziva kaformula yacho yemethod. Kana reducing balance method, cost minus accumulated times rate ndo formula. Yes, straight line cost times rate. That formula. Number 2, you need to know whether we are going to charge depreciation month by month or we are going to charge depreciation ignoring the month by month basis. To charge for the full year. Number 3, whether we are going to charge depreciation for in the year of disposal or not. Right. Those 3 zvakakosha zvaunofana kubata. Right. So, profit and loss panapa unofana kuvhura bracket. This profit and loss is made up of depreciation for 3 assets. Number 1, purchased assets. So, unofana kutoindicate kuti right, unofana kutocalculate kuti profit and loss wobva watouya panapa side, wobva watoti purchased assets. Purchased what? Assets. Wotocalculate depreciation. Let's say tushandisa straight line method. Wototi your cost times rate times month of ownership. Takaitenga rini? Maybe takaitenga musi wa 1 July. Saka urongocalculate July, August, September, October, November, December. 6 months. Saka ndo macalculate unoda depreciation apa ye purchased asset. Waona answer yako wodzoka nayo woisapo. What plus? Then another depreciation inodikanwa apa depreciation for disposed asset. That's if we are charging depreciation in the month of disposal. But if we are not charging depreciation in the month of disposal, kutaura kuti depreciation yaidikanwi ye depreciation of disposed what? Disposed asset. Tati in a condition. If the question is silent about charging depreciation in the year of disposal, it means yawisi. But it means unoisa kana question is silent. Kana kuti specify kuti we are charging. But kana yakati we are not charging, it means we don't want to see depreciation here. Right. So assuming that the question is saying let's charge depreciation in the year of disposal. So those are not it. Right. Saka truti tushandisa straight line method, cost times rate times month of ownership. Right. There's a difference between month of ownership ye purchased asset ne disposed asset. Purchased asset tikuti isusu kubva patakaitenga towerenga mamanzi tichikwira kusvika panopera gore redu. Like we are calculating depreciation from date of purchase to the year end of our financial year. But when calculating depreciation for disposed asset, we are calculating from date of disposal downward to the starting date of our financial year. For an example, we disposed this asset on 31 July. So it means we are calculating July backwards to January. So it means January, February, March, April, May, June, July. It will be 7 over 12. So we'll be saying 7 over what? 12. So there's a difference between when you're calculating month of ownership for purchased asset and disposed asset. Purchased asset upward, disposed asset downward. So no pambano for son. Then so one answer you put it here. Then you say plus. The last one is remained asset. Remained asset. Right. So for remained asset, we say cost times rate. Always for remained asset, month of ownership is 12 over 12. Right. Always remained asset is cost times rate times 12 over 12. Right. So for remained asset, mastudent mazhinji apa cost inonga iripo pa question, cost iripo, but remained asset you need to calculate the cost yourself. So how do you calculate the cost of remained asset? You go back to the asset account. The first balance bid on the debit side, you subtract disposal, the original cost of the asset that we disposed. That's how you can get your cost in the remained asset. What you are going to cost yacho yaona iyoyo times rate times 12 over 12. What on depreciation, what on zapana. Ndokuti uone total. So you need to open bracket one profit and loss. What of bracket up? We want to see three amounts of depreciation. Depreciation for purchased asset, depreciation of disposed asset, and depreciation of remained asset. But if the question is saying we don't charge depreciation in the year of disposal, it means here we need to see two figures: depreciation of purchased asset and depreciation of remained asset. Anonga as my remained asset, anonga was depreciation of original assets. Anga gararimo. Right. So in other words, nonga ukabita uchishansa balance BT here. So ndapedza pa profit and loss. Then when you calculate depreciation for disposal here, toda kuona futi bracket, over bracket. Right. So this profit and loss here, and this profit and loss here, we are charging depreciation of this asset for that year only. We are charging depreciation for these assets, for purchased asset, for disposed asset, for remained asset, only for that year. But when it comes to disposal now, we are charging depreciation for the disposed asset from date of purchase to date of disposal. But if they are saying depreciation is not charged in the date of disposal, it means we are charging depreciation from date of purchase up until to the second date of disposal. Let's say takatengesa asset this year, to charge a depreciation kusvika kubva petakatenga kusvika last year, not this year. Right. So what is important here, we are charging depreciation from date of purchase to date of disposal. Kana pasina condition here in that one. So if let's say we purchase this asset in 2024, so it means here toda kuona depreciation for 2024 plus depreciation for 2025, then plus depreciation for 2026. Because we are charging from date of disposal to date of from date of purchase to date of disposal. So that's the difference between disposal, depreciation for disposed, and depreciation for profit and loss. So once you get these things, this account will become simple to you. So in general, that's how we do depreciation. That's how we calculate depreciation for what? For provision for depreciation account. Right. So let's move on to the disposal account. Let's move on to the disposal account. Right. So we did asset account, we did provision for depreciation account, now disposal account, right? So disposal account is now easy, disposal account, because we just want to complete the double entry from the asset account to the provision for depreciation account. Right, so this is debit side, this is credit side. Right, so what we are going to do here, we are now going back to the asset, checking where we wrote disposal. Pese pane disposal, we want to complete the double entry. So if you go back to our asset account, on the credit side, we write disposal. So to complete double entry from the asset account to the disposal account, we are moving from the credit side of the asset account to the debit side of the disposal account. Then we write cost. So in other words, this is the cost that we indicated in the asset account under disposal. Same amount you etati mu asset account petati disposal credit side. Same amount you ndoita kuyana ku debit side. Ku complete double entry toti chini cost. Then after that we move on to the provision for depreciation account. Debit side there's disposal, depreciation. That depreciation that we said we calculate from date of purchase to date of disposal. So we are moving from the credit side in the provision for depreciation account to the from debit side to the credit side. So here we are now going to write accumulated depreciation. Same amount here ndio yatinounza panapo. So in other words, this is the accumulated depreciation. Then taakuti susu the proceeds, the amount, the actual amount that we received when we disposed the asset. That's taakuirekoda kuno credit side, right? So this is what we do when we do the asset, the disposal account. Then at the end, what are we going to do? We are now going to see which side is bigger than the other. Let's say this side is bigger than this side. So it means we just add here, we subtract here. So if credit side, what is important when you do disposal account? If credit side is more than the debit side, it means there is profit on disposal. Profit on disposal. But if debit side is, if cost is greater than this and this, it means we've lost on disposal. So you need to know how to calculate profit on disposal or loss on disposal. Especially paper 1, anoifarira this question. So disposal account yedinonga yatopera. Profit on disposal under income statement. This is another income, other income, where you say add other income. We put profit on disposal. Loss on disposal, this is an expense under operating expense. So this is how you do the disposal account. Now, to do the asset register account now. So asset register account. This one is now a summary of what? Of all the assets. And it asset register account. This is now a summary of all the assets that we have in our business. Now we are now summarizing everything, each and every account, from asset, from provision, up until disposal account. So the asset register is there to summarize the asset account, the provision for depreciation account, and lastly the the disposal account. So the summary, we can get it from asset register. So most of the learners, they don't pay attention to asset register. Uchazongwarira wapinda muexam waiona asset register washamisika. Maticha mazhinji futi anoignore asset register account. Yet irimo musyllabus iyo asset register account irimo, but most of my teachers, they ignore this. So iwo waita like watoiona yatarwa naSir Ronald. So please, you need to pay attention. Right. So for an example, let's say tine ma asset mairi, tine inonzi motor van, then tine furniture, then kune total. So this is how we do the asset register account. So in the asset register account, we start to summarize the cost, the asset account here. So to notice also cost. Right. Totanga ni cost and it. So cost aya tiri kuenda ku asset account yedu ya kutanga tanga totanga ni balance BD. So tuti susu balance BD, toisa balance BD ye motor van, toisa ye furniture, then to add up toona pana. Then after my cost to batati susu after my cost up taakuti kana taka purchase toti susu purchase and it purchase of asset. Right. Motor van kana takatenga toisa. Kana takatenga of furniture maybe but no tenga. Saka tirongoti ishi toisa yoi pano. Then kana takaita disposal. And it toti maybe pa motor van asiwe takatengesa furniture ndo takatengesa. Takuisa in brackets. Right? Toisa pano in brackets. Saka tirongo add up toisa in brackets. Right. Then toisa ma totals edu tongoedha zviri kuedwa. What we subtract, we add, we subtract. Then after that, we move on to depreciation. Right? Depreciation, what we do, we start also with balance BD. We put our balance BD, our balance BD, our balance BD, we add. Then after that, what are we going to do? We put the charge for the year. Charge for the year. Right? Charge for the year. Then after that, we eliminate disposal. We eliminate disposal. Paya petatengesa taku eliminate disposal pana. And it. Then what are we going to do? We get our balances pana. Ma balances edu. Then after that, taakwenda kuchini kunonzi kuchini ku NBV now. Taakwenda ku NBV. So NBV totanga one chini ne inonzi chini balance CD andite tutanga ne balance BD, sorry. Tutanga ne balance BD. So how do we calculate my NBV edu? Tungoti susu balance BD epama cost balance BD minus depreciation balance BDE. Right? So to susu balance BDE minus balance BDE ye depreciation. Toona balance BDE pa NBV. Balance BDE minus balance BDE toona balance BDE up. Then pana to add up toona up. Then balance CD now. Balance CD. How are we going to get our balance CD? Taakuti oisusu E yekupedzisira dzekupedzisira minus zipi it's dzekupedzisira E minus E toona balance CD pana. E minus E toona balance C, so E minus E toona balance CD, then E minus E toona balance CD pana. So this is how we do the asset register. Very simple. So asset register is just a summary